Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel, to the Wonderland. Today we're here to discuss some of the movie releases for January 2019. So I put together a list of, I believe, 18 movies that are going to be released in the theaters in 2019 January. And because there are 18 of them, and most of them I couldn't even find like super long synopsis of, I'm just gonna quickly go through the list. I'm going to be introducing the movies by the date of release, or at least the official date that I could find right now. And let's start with a horror movie that is going to be released on the 4th of January, and that is Ellie. Now, I do not have much information about this movie. All I know is that it is a boy that has an autoimmune deficiency and he's in treatment, and he lives in a house that suddenly is not as safe as he thought it was. Also on the 4th, we have the movie State Like Sleep, and this is a drama and deals with grief and also with some mystery. It revolves around the need for human connection and love. It is a story about a woman that loses her husband, and 1 year later she receives a call from a stranger, and this makes her revive her past. Also on the 4th, we have a thriller, and that is The Vanishing. It is an action-packed thriller based on true events. It is the story of 3 lighthouse keepers, and they all arrive to a Scottish island, and it seems a little bit deserted, and they find a wrecked boat, and inside the boat there is a chest full of gold. As a boat approaches the island, they decide to make a decision that will change their lives, and it is a movie about greed, paranoia, and murder. Another thriller that is also being released on the 4th of January is American Hangman. It is a thriller with a ticking clock and a verdict that it is approaching. There is a kidnapping, and this is being broadcasted live on social media, and this brings a judge to trial. Another one for the 4th of January. There are many releases on this day. It is the drama/thriller Rust Creek. This is a story of a girl, and she has a really bright future, and she's a senior in college, and she is on her way to a job interview, but something goes wrong and she ends up stuck and alone in the Kentucky frozen woods. The woman needs to basically run for her life, as some ruthless outcasts that live in these woods are apparently hunting her. She has nowhere to run, and she meets this guy called Lowell, and she doesn't know if she can trust him, but she has no other chance really. So in the movie we basically follow her while she's trying to escape Rust Creek alive. The last one released on the 4th of January is a horror movie that I am excited about, and it is called Escape Room. I guess Hollywood thought, with all of these escape rooms business just growing up, to decide to make a movie about it, and that was very smart indeed. I don't have high expectations for this movie. I'm actually just expecting it to be something similar to Saw. It is more than horror, maybe a psychological thriller, but basically we have 6 strangers that are trapped in an escape room, so they need to try to escape. Because in this game, if you don't escape, you die. On the 11th, we have Buffalo Boys, which is an action/adventure film. It is based on the brutal massacre of the 1900s, in which the Dutch need to basically evacuate. They flee the country and they end up living in the Wild West, and at some point they decide they want to go back and get revenge. Also in the 11th of January, we find the movie Perfect Strangers, which is supposed to be a comedy. Basically, we're following a group of friends that meet for a dinner at one of their places, and the hostess of this party decides that everybody is going to put their cell phones in the middle of the table. So every time somebody gets a message, they have to read it out loud for everybody to hear, or if anybody calls you, you need to put speakerphone and everybody can hear what you're gonna talk about. So I guess this is going to be a very interesting comedy, also about the secrets that friends keep from each other. On the 11th, we have a movie for the little ones. We have the cartoon Tall Tales. We follow the story of this ingenious cricket that ends up in a land of the fun bugs, and apparently there are some disruptions there. There's somebody that gets kidnapped, and he's just probably gonna be the hero, let's be honest, that helps the village save the day. On the 11th, we also have a family drama called A Dog's Way Home. This heartwarming story follows the story of a dog called Bella, and she has to travel 400 miles to be reunited with her owner after they have been separated. This is probably going to be one of those handkerchief movies where it touches all the feels. One of the movies I'm more excited about in January 2019, it is the release of the Replicas movie, also on the 11th, because this is a science fiction movie featuring Keanu Reeves. We follow the story of a biologist, which is played by Keanu Reeves, and he loses his family in a car crash, and he is willing to do anything to bring them back. Also on the 11th, we get the movie The Upside, which is a drama that it is based in true events and also has a little bit of comedy. The Upside, it is an American comedy retake on the classic The Untouchables. On the 17th, we have the movie All These Small Moments, and this is a drama film. We follow the story of a teenager which is having a complicated adolescence, and things get a little bit more complicated after he gets a little bit obsessed with a woman that he always sees on the bus. On the 18th, we have The Standoff at Sparrow Creek, and this is a drama / mystery film. This movie deals with the aftermath and what happened after a mass shooting took place at a policeman's funeral. So it's gonna be like a mystery with interrogations and investigations, and it sounds actually pretty interesting. On the 18th, we finally get Glass. If you know, guys, the movie Unbreakable was released in 2000, and finally 19 years later it's getting the sequel. We're finally getting the second part of this superhero thriller starring Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis. Then we have 3 movies that are all going to be released on the 25th of January. The first one is The Boy Who Would Be King, and this is a fantasy adventure film. It is a movie where the old magic meets the new world, and we follow the story of Alex, and he's a nobody until one day he discovers Excalibur and he's able to take it away from the stone. So basically we're going to be following his adventures and getting to know Merlin, and I'm super excited about this new retake on the story. Then we have Serenity, a neo-noir thriller film. We're following the story of a fishing boat captain played by Matthew McConaughey, and he's having a very peaceful, lonely life until one day his ex-wife tracks him down because she basically begs him to help her to deal with her abusive new current husband. Basically, her proposition to her ex-husband is that he takes her new husband on a boat ride and then he just throws him to the sharks. That's basically her idea. And the last movie I want to talk to you about, and it is also released on the 25th of January, is Miss Bala. And this is an American-Mexican action thriller movie. It is basically about a woman that has to get stronger and stronger when she's thrown into a world of crime and she has to survive. Love to see movies about powerful females, so it's definitely one of those action-packed movies that I would like to see next year. Alright guys, so these are 18 movies that are going to be released on January 2019. Let me know down below if you're interested in watching any of these movies. Thank you guys for the support. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. All my other social media is listed down below, and I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!